If you are serious about building that emergency fund fast, it would not hurt to take some sprinkle of that Eastern wisdom on your financial journey. Now, it's all about first building the mindset to save consistently. That is when the real magic will start. Before you allocate funds to any other monthly expense, it is crucial to prioritize savings and investments. Consider it a non negotiable. It's time to adopt the mindset I like to call save first, spend sensibly. So, here is how it should look like. Do you want to build an emergency fund that's thicker than a store bought guacamole? Unexpected expenses hit harder than a drop pinata. Flat tire, medical bill surprise, adios paycheck. Building a rock solid emergency fund without sacrificing your sanity is possible. I did it, going from zero to over 70,000 US dollars in just 2 years. The secret? A systematic savings and investment strategy that's easier than making a perfect guacamole. Now, stick around and I will reveal the exact steps I took to reach guac worthy financial security. Everything starts with your payday. Now, this is just a hypothetical situation, right? The numbers will change based on your reality, of course. The important bit here is for you to understand at which point I take out for my savings and investments. So stay with me. Now, let's say you get a gross pay of about 4,000 US dollars per month. The net pay after taxes, say at around 30%, would be 2,800 US dollars. Now, this is what you get in your salaried account. Fixed expenses, for example, rent, mortgage, utilities around 1,500 US dollars, maybe insurance around 300 US dollars, debt, cumulative, let's say around 500 US dollars. Balance that you are left with for other variable expenses would be 500 US dollars. Out of that, perhaps 200 US dollars you'll spend in groceries, and then comes what I like to call the expense, say about $300, which is what you probably spend on everything that you like to do. Watching the latest Marvel movie at the theater, eating at that new trendy restaurant that you and your girlfriend always wanted to try out, buying that latest iPhone you've always had your eyes on, right? Or maybe taking that trip to Vegas. Now, the end result is that by the end of the month, you're left with nothing but a big fat zero, zip, zilch, nada. This is what I've witnessed countless times while working and living across 3 continents, 6 countries in the last 15 years. And let me tell you, it really doesn't make sense. If you are serious about building that emergency fund fast, it would not hurt to take some sprinkle of that Eastern wisdom on your financial journey. The recipe to do that coming right up. It's time to adopt the mindset I like to call save first, spend sensibly. So let's try it again, shall we? Gross pay $4,000 per month, after tax, say about 2,800, rent, mortgage, utilities $1,500, insurance 300, debt, say about $500. Now, the balance for variable expense, just like before, is $500. Stop. This is the moment to add that sensible flavor. Just like crafting that perfect, fresh, and spicy summer guacamole, this marks the beginning of your journey into systematic savings and investments, a journey that will shape your financial future. Now, before you allocate funds to any other monthly expense, it is crucial to prioritize savings and investments. Don't wait until the end of the month to scrimp and save whatever is left. Instead, set aside a portion of your income right up from the start alongside your fixed expenses. Consider it a non negotiable, just like any of those other unavoidable fixed expenses like mortgage, rent, so on and so forth. So, here is how it should look like after you have paid those necessary fixed expenses. There is a new row: savings and investments $100, high interest savings account, let's say $70, low cost ETF investments, say around $30. Now, investments are not necessary if you're just starting to build your emergency fund. More about that in my next video. By the way, Check out my previous video if you want to learn a bit more about these high rate savings and accounts and low cost ETFs and investment vehicles. Now, the balance after saving and investment $100 is $400. Out of that, $200 for grocery, perhaps. The expense is $200. Now, those $100 you're putting into savings and investments, they don't just magically appear out of thin air, right? Nope. They have got to come from somewhere. We are not talking major sacrifices here. It could be as simple as cutting back on one or maybe two of those dinos each month. However, that is not a small feat by any measure. It's something to be very, very proud of because when you are not used to saving consistently, I know it ain't easy. And now you are left with $200 to do the things that you enjoy, but most importantly, guilt free. Just like Ramit Sethi says, to live your rich life. Now, it's all about first building the mindset to save consistently, something that's really, really personal to me, and I will discuss that in the next section of this video, so hang around. Now, I hope all this makes sense. If not, don't hesitate to go back a couple of minutes and give this section another watch, or as many times as you need until it really kicks in. And of course, drop me a comment if you have got any sort of questions. Now, here's a question for you. Every month, you pay the bank, you pay the insurance company, you pay the credit card company, you pay the landlord, you pay everyone but yourself. Why? Those $100 or whatever amount every month you are able to put aside is what you are going to pay yourself to secure your future, your family's future, starting today. And I promise you, you'll feel so proud once you see that emergency fund grow. You might be sitting there thinking, sure, this all sounds like common sense, or anyone could do it, or maybe $100 does not make any difference in my life, etc., etc. Fair concerns, but here's the thing. Small, consistent wins are the secret weapon of financial champions. Every dollar you save is a victory, a tiny brick you are laying on the path to financial freedom. When you start building your emergency fund, it's more about the psychology behind savings than about the amount of money you save. Of course, if you can put aside more than $100 every month, then good for you. You should go for it. And sure, $100 might sound like a small amount, but does not paying yourself $100 12 times a year look better than paying someone else $100 12 times a year? It's quite simple. Think about it. Now, speaking from my own experience growing up in a middle class Indian family, this approach is practically ingrained in me. I mean, my parents drilled it into me from day one. But hey, if you're curious to know about how my Indian roots shaped up my money mindset, which I then applied while living in Europe and the West, then stick around. I will dive into that in the next section of this video. By the way, did you catch that $100 isn't even 10% of our example net salary of $2,800? Good catch if you did. And I know what you might be thinking. Aren't finance gurus always preaching about saving 10%, 20%, even 30% of your net pay? Well, they're not wrong, but let's remember there is no one size fits all solution here. It's all about first building the right mindset and then rapidly scaling your savings and investments when your income goes up, or maybe when you get a bonus. And then one day compounding will kick in. That is when the real magic will start. Consider this: saving just 3.5%, that is $100 of the $2,800 net pay, consistently over 12 months yields at least $1,200 plus any potential investment gains. Compare that to saving 10%, which is $280 of the 2,800 net pay inconsistently. Maybe just say 3 or 4 times a year whenever you can, which nets you around $1,120, which obviously is less than $1,200, right? The key takeaway is that consistency is king. Forget about aiming for that magic 10, 20, 30%. Instead, focus on finding a number that fits right for you and that you can set aside without fail every month because it's all about establishing your baseline, your financial comfort zone in pursuit of that peace of mind. And hey, if you have been finding value in this video so far, and if you're really keen to continue this journey with me as I simplify money using my own experiences, then hit that subscribe button and don't forget to share it with anyone who perhaps is struggling financially and could use this knowledge as guidance. So let's help each other out, shall we? Now, returning to our earlier example, once you have set aside those $100 from your monthly salary, what remains is $400. Notice how your perception shifts. You're no longer fixated on the $500 balance. This subtle change reshapes your mindset and prompts your brain to adapt to the new reality, encouraging you to reevaluate your spending habits. In essence, it boils down to a simple truth: you can't spend what you don't have. And that's precisely why I opt for debit cards over credit cards, a somewhat contentious topic, I know, and one that I will delve into in my upcoming video. Now, there you have it. If you have made it this far, I'm confident you have gleaned at least a nugget or two of valuable insight. Now, I urge you to pay it forward. Share this video with anyone you believe could benefit from it. Until next time.